All right, welcome back. Having a little bit of a hiccup there, but it looks like we're back now. Good to go, though. So I think without further ado, we can really look to resume. With that said, we decided, since the internet hiccuped up, we're going to go ahead and just start from scratch. So we're going to start it all over. So we're going to put all the... No, I'm just kidding. That would be so stupid. Anyways, so where we were, though, I believe we're now on... We just got finished talking about MUFC in Group C. So now we got Group D here. And actually, we got a special guest here. We got... You may have heard of him. We got Diva. I'm sure there's many fans. Stop that. Many fans out here. We're gonna go ahead and give him the honors of selecting the next team. So this is Group D. Don't look. Okay, there we go. Don't you rigging things.
We have Can't Do Spaces. That's
Can't
my
Do
nuts
Space,
team.
That's my nuts team. Yeah. So my nuts. Can't Do Spaces. Join in the group stages here. So. Can't Do Spaces, they're known as my nuts team. Like, that's what I call them.
I don't know what their tag is.
That name.
I have no idea.
It
doesn't have one.
So as you can see, they don't actually have it. I don't even think they're tagged up, if I'm not mistaken, in game. Maybe they are. I don't know. But anyways, quality team here, of course.
Oh, absolutely.
No doubt a team that's very worthy of advancing on to the top two, or being the top two and advancing on to the quarterfinals. So they join the likes of Grab Lords, I Like, QSQ1, and then, of course, TMRY, also known as the Heroes Neworth Deserves. So
there it is.
Team My Nuts. Can't Do Spaces. What do you guys think of that, Trout?
They're a good team. The players are all very good players. They're all veteran players. They've been scrimming a bit with TDM. Not too much success there, but then again, it is scrim, so you can only take it with a grain of salt. So I'm curious to watch them. They're all, like I said, veteran players. So, yeah, exciting.
Yeah. Zero?
I mean, I totally agree. All good players. It's just a matter of... It seems there's quite a few teams that are made up of really good players but haven't really been together that long, or it's different parts or different people mashed together to make up these new team names. So with all of them, the ticket's just going to be how much have they been practicing and how comfortable are they playing together, because I'm always one that's been a proponent of teams that have that experience, that have been together longer, kind of have a leg up over the super group teams, or however you want to coin them, the ones that are really strong players individually but don't have that team history. Yeah. So like the other teams falling into a similar category, it'll be interesting to see how they fare, but it's going to come down to how much they've been practicing.
Yeah, that's very, very good point to bring up. So we'll see. Again, they have the skill, they have the individual skill, but it's going to be interesting if they can put it all together.
They have been practicing, as Charles said.
And they have been. So
running fade, by the way.
We'll see some fade action. We've been seeing some support fade lately.
Such a wide stun.
Here we are, though. As you can see, we got 5 teams in each group so far. So, again, I mean, it really is up in the air so far, honestly, which group is considered the... with that last pick right there, I mean, Group D, you could definitely argue, being pretty damn good in itself. So,
there's still a lot of teams that have not been picked, too, that are really good.
Exactly. I mean, I'm still leaning a little bit... I'm still leaning on the side of Group A, being labeled the group of death so far. So, for me, but it's all 4 groups. They honestly are looking very, very strong, and that's a good thing, of course. So, here we are. We got the sixth team now. Sixth team now in Group A. So we'll see who that is. So
who else is going to cry tears of unhappiness
of being in this group? Who's going to join all of them? QSQ 613. So we got another QSQ team going to be joining their brethren in Group A.
And this one of the interesting ones.
Yeah, and big reason for that is because Zoinos knew, a.k.a. Mr. X, as we like to call him, Dr. X even, old school HON player, coming back for the DreamHoN Summer Championships and participating with Q Squad 613. So I want to be looking for them, but again, just another team added to this pretty solid Group A here.
For sure. Like he said, Zoinos knew, just a fantastic player from some time ago, obviously. If you've been following HON for a decent period of time, you will recognize that name. It's a name we've talked about a lot before. And, even just having that kind of a presence, that veteran presence, can do wonders for a team. And we'll see if they're able to take that advantage.
Yeah. That's, again, kind of unfortunate that the QSQ teams have to be in the same group, but that's the luck of the draw. That's what happens. It does. It does at the same time. So
I wonder where they come up with the numbers for the QSQ teams.
I could not tell.
I never asked that. You see, I keep telling myself to ask that, but I never.
Though there is one called 007, and we all know where that came from.
I want to be in that one.
I know, right? That's the one you want to be in. That's the good one.
We've heard of that.
They're not area codes, I don't think. So
area codes, yeah. I don't know. Anything else you guys want to add, Charles, Zuri?
No, it's good that an event like this can bring back some players that were once playing that kind of maybe took a break or so and then came back. So yeah, looking forward to it.
All right, so we'll see Q Squad 613 how they match up in Group A right there. Group B now, another again tough group here. We got their 6th team in Group E.
What is wrong with you today?
Let's go ahead and pick
6th. Yeah. Dynasty.
Dynasty. So this is our only South American team.
South American team.
In the DreamHoN Summer Championships top 32. So going to be representing South America. We don't have too much history or experience with South American teams in general. I mean, there's only a couple players that come to mind.
I think this is a fairly new team, too.
And this is a fairly new team. We actually have had the chance to cover them before as well in the Clem Milk tournament, I believe it was previously to this. So they look pretty solid. They look pretty solid indeed. And, you know, obviously, again, representing South America, excuse me. Look forward to seeing what they can do in what is, again, a very tough Group B, though.
For sure, for sure.
Any, you have any insight, Trough, on these guys? Have you played them before?
We played them a little bit. Yeah, they're a very solid team. They're just not quite up there at the top level, but you know, with practice, I think they can do it. They've got some good. I don't know. They're a pretty decent team. That's all I can say. I mean, I don't know that much about them, but I just yeah. Right. Nice guy. Nice guy, Trough.
Ziori, you know much about this team, or?
No, he doesn't.
I think your mic's muted. Or is that on our side?
Oh, no, that was me. I'm so sorry. I'm so
doesn't.
sorry. Trying to spare you the typing. When you said the only South American team, the first thing that I thought of was Inclement. And I was hoping that maybe some of the members from that roster, I know they were at least partially South American. And that's a team that I guess isn't really around so much anymore. But I was hoping to see Kubrick make a comeback. But no, I don't know any of those South American players, unfortunately.
Yeah, again, I'm not too familiar with the players as well, but we'll see. We'll see how they do in Group B there as the 6th team to join.
I just see. I just look in the chat and I see Sender rooting for Group C.
Well,
I think he feels like Group C
obviously
is the weaker group
his
here.
team is still in here. This
still in
DreamHoN, I believe they're called. So
no looking. Because we don't want to pick him Group C. That's our plot right now.
Do not want to do that. Yeah, we're down to. What is that? We only got 6 teams left, actually. Yeah, go ahead and pick.
Yeah,
we're
down. We're down pretty low here. So we have. Charles, I'll let you sing it. Call it karma.
Call it karma. Call it karma. Call it karma joining the ranks here. They're going to be joining Group C. And again, we got the chance to cast these guys. Actually, in our final match before the group stages, and they were a solid team. This I'm carry player, it fits his. He carries. He carries. He does. He does that. He did very well in that series, and I look forward to seeing more of him in the group stages here in that Group C. And I mean, Sender's right. Honestly, I look at this. I mean, Group C so far to me is definitely can be considered that maybe a little bit lighter than the others. So.
I mean, it's the main thing about Group C is it's a group that you can get some wins in.
Yeah.
You can see yourself saying, okay, this is a match that maybe I could find a way to win. Obviously, we don't know who the big daddy in that group is yet, but still, it still is a group that definitely people can see themselves, potentially doing well in.
Yeah. Trough, you remember C1K?
Yeah, Call it Karma. How could I forget? No, the player I'm carry definitely impressed me when I was watching him, and I think this is a team that could easily take some games off of whoever's in that group and maybe surprise some people. Yeah. So, yeah, should be good.
Nova actually wanted to make the point very clear that I'm carry is actually, it just so happens he actually is a part of QSQ.
Yep.
We were talking about that.
He was tagged up.
Yeah, he
was
tagged up QSQ, but playing for C1K. So again, Nova's
the proud papa today. That's what Nova is today. Nova's sitting at home with his pipe like, yes, I've done well.
Doing good. Zero, you have anything else?
Is Nova actually playing, by the way? Sorry to cut you off. Is he
I don't know.
Secrets.
Maybe he'll tell you now. I don't know.
Maybe he'll tell us. Maybe
you'll have to rely on Nova for that information.
Something tells me he is.
There is a lot of names that we don't necessarily know.
I would find it hard to believe that he's not.
That's true.
He just was simply the manager for all these teams, but we don't have confirmation on that. So, Ziori though, sorry.
No, I haven't seen them, so I'm not privileged like you guys and get to cast them. So I got nothing.
All right. So there you go. So now the final, or no, the sixth team to join Group D here is we'll see. Sender wants to join this one. We got 5 teams left in our bucket here, in our HoN Tour Championship Trophy.
We have Clan Milk.
Ooh, Clan Milk. Yeah, that's right. They're still in there. Wow.
Yes, indeed.
Clan Milk. Wow, that's Group D all of a sudden.
It's a rough group.
It was looking okay. And then all of a sudden, my nuts, of course, got the last one, and now we got Clan Milk joining the ranks. So Clan Milk joining up, and on top of the roster that you see on the screen, also Shams actually joining them recently too, and I believe he's definitely going to be maybe stepping in as a starter even.
Yeah, I'm pretty
for
sure
their
he's
team.
going to be,
I heard that maybe Milkfat might be stepping out and Shams may be taking over his spot. I'm not exactly sure on that and what the situation is.
Some things to attend to.
Exactly. So we'll see how that goes. But again, Clan Milk, no doubt a team to look out for here in terms of advancing on. But that Group D all of a sudden just changed quickly with these last couple of picks here.
Yeah, absolutely. That's becoming a rival group to Group A. I mean, there's still one spot left to put in there too, and it's definitely going to be interesting to see what team gets put there. I don't know. What do you guys have to say about it?
Clan Milk. Let's see. They're a team that really thrives off of motivation and just the swing of things, how things are going for them. When they're in a groove, they're good, but when they're down, they play really, really badly, unfortunately. But they just need to keep their confidence high. They've been scrimming a bit. It's been a little bit unsuccessful. I mean, they've been scrimming TDM, who's they're very solid. And I just think they need to keep their heads high and keep trying and not get unmotivated, because when they do, it really, really affects their play, and I've seen it. So hopefully they can work on that, because when they go through a series and they win one game, I usually see them end up taking the second game pretty easily. It's because their confidence inside. So they can keep that up there, then they'll be fine.
Yeah. Ziori, anything else to climb up?
I was just going to say it'd be interesting to look at those statistics of how often they lose a best-of-3 series if they don't win that first game, because I completely agree with Tralf, and I think we've seen it from casting Clan Milk. If they start to get behind, they sort of inverse snowball a little bit too frequently. So I'll be really curious to see how they fare, especially if Milkfat's going to step out and take a little bit more of a manager role. That could be interesting, because I don't know how much. I know he does a lot of other stuff other than just play HoN, so maybe that would be a good move for the team overall if he's been doing more managerial stuff and less actual scrimming with the team. Yeah, it'll be interesting.
And Shams a very talented player.
Oh, I'm excited to see Shams on the scene, because I've definitely, again, he's been a co-caster of mine, so a good friend of mine, but he's always been a player that has a skill to no doubt be on the competitive scene. It just really hasn't found that niche, it seems like. But Clan Milk seems like it could be a team that could fit him well. So. Man, wouldn't it be something if DreamHoN gets in Group D?
I know.
Oh my God, talk about top heavy. But as you can see right here,
a repeat of the selection for the Mid-Wars event.
Yeah.
Where Leon Black got picked last. To
that was hilarious.
Team was the last one left, and it was just like,
well, perfect. It was not staged, we promise.
Not staged.
So as you can see, though, we got Group A, got Q Squad 357, now known as the 90s, Pikachu, UNZ, SDS, and Q Squad 613. Group B, we have Saishi, Fit, Impunity, Boch, Sosh, and Dynasty. In Group C, Cats Gaming, Team GA, Fuck You, Plop, MUFC, Call It Karma. And then in Group D, we got Grablords, TMR Wild, so Swindamelon's team, I Like, Q Squad 1, Can't Do Space is also known as My Nuts team, and Clan Milk. So there you go. Those are the groups so far.
Yep.
We have 4 more names to pull. And then we still have the top
left,
4, remember.
And then the tops.
We still got those really, really good teams to actually put in groups here. So here we go. We have 4 teams left. Do you want to help out?
Want to pick one?
All right. Yeah, we got it to come over. Okay, here we go. We got Lulu actually here. Oh, you want to come on camera?
Come on.
Wait, no, just the okay. Lulu actually gonna help us out. Pick one of our next teams.
Group A.
There we go. So Group A, 7 team. Q Squad 112. Are you kidding me?
Interesting.
What are you doing? You just picked another Q Squad team.
Q Squad got 3 teams.
Oh man, Q Squad.
This was one of the good ones too. And isn't all 3 good QSQ teams in this group? All good. I mean, when I say good, I mean all 3 recognizable teams.
Yeah. Q Squad 357, Q Squad 613, and Q Squad 112, all in Group A. So Nova's not too happy.
Now
Nova
it
must not
can't
be
be
happy.
area codes, right? Because Meisty's
think it
a
is.
U.S. player.
Yeah. Yeah,
Well,
FJ as well.
FJ is definitely European. I believe.
Wait,
Roland
FJ's
is
European.
as well.
Oh, yeah,
Denmark.
you're right. FJ's European, yeah.
I don't know where Kipchi's from, but
I don't know. But
lots
yeah,
of recognizable names on that team.
exactly. Recognize the names. You have any further insight, Tralf, on this team? Or
Out of the QSQ teams rosters I've seen, this definitely looks like it's probably the strongest. So.
Yeah.
I want to see FJ. If you guys will recall when we did that whole search for a co-caster thing when It's Ghost who picked up Sneaky, FJ was kind of the number 2/ runner-up. So he's definitely a really knowledgeable guy. Of course, he wrote that ridiculously in-depth book on the forums. What was it called? The Black Code.
Yeah. He's also an honored poster on the forums.
Yeah, so I'll be curious to see how he fares as a player. I mean, I know he has the insight as far as execution. I haven't really seen him on the big arena, so as kind of a friend of his, I'd really like to see that particular QSQ team do well.
He is their drafter as well.
Oh, okay.
Makes sense, yeah. Apparently 112 is just like 911 here in the States. It is in Europe. I don't know how much truth there is to that.
Interesting.
But anyways, fun fact. Probably false, but hey. So, next team, we got so only 3 more teams left. Only 3 more teams.
Group B.
Wow. We still got DreamHoN is the team that who do we got left? We got DreamHoN. I think who else is there? Screw it. Well, we'll find out. All right, I'll let you choose this one.
All right.
This is Group B, the 7th team.
We have that DreamHoN
damn it.
team.
It didn't work out. No, but DreamHoN, they're going to be joining Group B here as the 7th team. So of course DreamHoN, that is Sender's team.
It's really Sender
it's
plus
Sender,
Blackfade.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Sender plus Blackfade. Really, I guess it's saying it's Sender's team. I believe he's the one that kind of put it together almost. But as you can see, you're right. I mean, Les QQ, Umzai, Kezu, and Chubby Chris too. So obviously, very very quality team, and no doubt a team that I wouldn't be surprised to see coming out of
Insani on this team too?
Group B. Is he?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I was actually just gonna say that.
I'm
I
like
see
99% sure that Insani's on this team.
Insania got left out.
Yeah, Insania got left out. Everyone's trolling him in Scrim High. Insania is like
Again,
so sad.
we only had 5 players in each roster for the graphics, so some teams I do have a 6th. We were just going by what was on DreamHoN.com as far as the rosters go, but apparently Insania is part of the roster too. Not to leave him
Insania's
out.
on that team.
He's a good guy. He deserves it. But yeah, that's so joining Group B there. But yeah, no doubt a team that I wouldn't be surprised to see them move on to the quarterfinals.
For
Trelf?
Yeah, I mean, they're a strong team. I've seen them scrim a lot recently, and with some success. But I haven't really seen them scrim a top tier team. I'm waiting for that TDM Sender scrim. That should be interesting and fun to watch.
TDM gets in the B group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun to see where.
Yeah, we haven't even done that yet. So
yeah, we still
that'll
got
be
those 14. That's what I'm saying. That's why it's good that we saved it to last. Ziori?
Yeah, I mean, this is a team that speaks for themselves. It's sort of a almost Black Fade lineup. What, 3 or 4 of the Black Fade members. Yeah. So obviously Black Fade has done very well, taking 3rd at the DreamHack finals. So
it's 4
I don't know.
Black
We'll
Fade
see.
members.
Pardon?
It's 4.
Yeah, 4 Black Fade members. Yeah.
Yeah. So I know someone in chat said isn't Les QQ joining the military, and last I heard that was a reality. So perhaps that's where Insania comes in, having 6 members. But yeah, that was the big. I actually sat across from him at the big S2 dinner as well, so I got to know Les QQ a little bit better. And I was under the impression that he wasn't going to be playing much more Han just because of real life commitment. So we'll see how they do, but obviously a powerhouse lineup.
Yeah. All right, so 2 more teams left. Who is it? Okay, that's right. Vitriolic and Easy Breezy are the 2 teams left. So here we go. Who's going to be in Group C and who's going to be in Group D?
You just looked. I have to pick now.
Okay, fine.
He just peeks into
So we have
the
Vitriolic. He's
Vitriolic?
Just like, it's this team, so I'm just going to keep this one in my hand and mix them up.
Vitriolic. So Vitriolic going to join Group C here as the 7th team, and of course that means Easy Breezy will be going in Group D. But Vitriolic, obviously Mikey's and crew, they picked up Dark Wanix, and he's a very quality player himself, of course from the European region, but they are classified as a North American team.
Beast Soul.
And then, so Vitriolic, again, they're in that Group C there. Again, a group that, honestly, with the looks of Group C, I would not be surprised if Vitriolic make some noise in there, because
Yeah.
that's again, to be honest, that really is the lighter of the 4 groups from what I can tell. So, Tralf, what are your thoughts on Vitriol? Like, I know you have plenty.
You know I have plenty. They're a good team. I feel really bad for them after the last DreamHack qualifiers, with them having the Smurf team go up against them in the first round or something like that.
Yeah, Fun in the Sun Gaming.
Yeah, so maybe this is their shot to kind of get back into it. So they need to make sure and do their scouting of every team and see what they're going to bring to the table beforehand.
Yeah, you would hope that wouldn't occur here in the group stages.
No more Smurf teams left, I don't think.
You should at least have done your research. Zori, anything else?
I took care of the Smurf team for you. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think pretty much exactly what you guys just said. It's unfortunate what happened last time. This is their chance. I'll be excited to see how Darkwonix does. Of course, he used to be on the old team. It's 2 Teammates Gosu's ago. I don't know how I've lost track, but I haven't seen Darkwonix in a while on the big arena. So is one name that stands out to me on that roster.
Then, as I said, Easy Breezy, going to be the final team here. Going as joining Group D there again, a very top-heavy group D. So, Easy Breeze. I'm going to recognize again a couple of their players, Styling being one, but I don't know how much. This could be one of those medium teams that again, what is a very top-heavy Group D. At least 4 very good teams.
Yeah,
easily can make it out of there, as far as only 2 spots being available, but. Yeah, they definitely have their work cut out for them, but, good luck to them. Good luck to Easy B-Res is what they're tagged up as, actually, in game to clarify. So there you go, as you can see on your screen, the roster of Easy Breezy. So, once again, do you guys, Tralf, do you know anything about this team, or?
Yeah, they're pretty good players. I just think that they're very inexperienced as far as playing high-level games, meaning... I watched a series with them. I can't remember who it was against. I think it was TT Esports, but I'm not quite sure. Where they were actually winning, and they were doing really well, but they just they got some really funky item pickups, and they just crumbled as a team as a late game. And hopefully they can work on that, because that's really important when you're playing, the top level teams. You got to keep your composure throughout the entire game.
Yeah.
You can't throw. Just I see a lot of these newer teams, even if they have some potential, they get too antsy and they just throw the game away, even when they have a huge lead. And so hopefully they don't do that.
Yeah. Zero, you know anything about this team?
I have casted them a time or 2, but not to much result. I mean, pretty much every time I've covered them, they've been the clear underdog, and it's been fairly one-sided. So I know they're a team that has been around for a little while, at least a couple months. I don't know if they've gone through any roster changes, but they have been around for a little while. So one of these teams that has potential to surprise us, I think, if they've been putting in the hours.
Yeah, we'll see. Tough group, though, man. Tough group. With that said, we have the 7 teams in each group before our top 4 is picked, and see where they're going to be placed. So here you go again. A quick recap on how the groups look. We got Group A here. That's the team with the 3 Q squads. Q Squad 357. We got 613 and 112. All very quality teams. Then you got 90s, also known as formerly the Druids, but now the 90s. Team Pikachu, UNZ, and SDS. So, okay, Group A. To talk about kind of each group individually so far, but Group A to me, that I could still see if people want to classify that as a group of death, simply because that has a lot of team. Honestly, I don't know who's going to come out second place in there. I mean, obviously whoever gets out of the top 4 is a very good chance of advancing on still, but those are their 7 teams. I mean, those are very quality teams, and I wouldn't be surprised if any of them advance on as that second place team. So,
yeah, for sure. I mean, it obviously, it greatly depends on who we see in the last spot in Group A, but that's definitely a candidate for Group of Death. I think it's definitely between this one and Group D, but those Q Squad teams are not going to be trifled with, and I think that definitely we're going to see some cool stuff from those teams throughout this tournament and in this group especially. Obviously, they're playing each other, which is unfortunate for Nova, but and they're obviously the rest of the Q Squad groups, but it's definitely going to be really cool to see what they all have in store for us.
Yeah. Tralf, I mean, you thoughts on Group A?
I think it's a really strong group. I don't know. It's hard to look at the Group A and see 3 Q Squad teams and remember like who was on them, you know. But I'm just gonna have to go with what I remember, and I remember those having very good players. So it's a strong group.
Yeah. Zuri?
It's a strong group.
Agreed.
Right.
Definitely.
Group B. Well, sorry.
I don't know. I mean, it just, yeah, I agree with pretty much everything you guys have said. You've covered most of the talking points for Group A.
Yeah. It's going to be fun to watch that. And of course, on that note, too, Group A is going to be the first one that we cover, which starts tomorrow.
Which will be tomorrow.
Tomorrow at 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, 2100 Central European Time. So that'll be our first match of the group stages. Group B, we have Saishi, Fit, Impunity, Bochi, Sosh, Dynasty, and DreamHoN. Now, I think out of that, DreamHoN probably has to be the favorites out of so far out of those 7.
Well,
but
Fit,
still,
obviously very talented
Fit is actually a very good team, of course, and Impunity, you know, big question. Yeah, how are they going to be able to perform on the international scene, on the online event especially? Big reason or a big question there. So,
obviously those are the names that stand out. But I think Group B, the thing about Group B is there's a lot of kind of under the radar teams that have talent on them.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how they step up and really make the group interesting.
Yeah. And perhaps, I mean, Botch and Sosh, you know. Botch.
Well, Bochi is the Calamine.
Whatever. Yeah, Calamine team. But again, 2 teams we just don't really know much about. So, Trough, anything on Group B?
I think this is probably one of the easier ones.
Yeah.
Although I looked at it a second time, I was like, okay, Impunity. I really have no idea what to expect from them. I know that they're a very strong team in the Southeast Asian scene, but I mean, they obviously didn't make it to DreamHack this last time, so gotta wonder if they're at the likes of MUFC and Orange Esports. But I've heard that they've got some, you know, with the addition too of Ninja Boogie, that they got a strong roster, and I'm really curious to see what they do specifically. I'm watching out for them.
Yeah. Zero, anything else?
Not really. I agree. If Orange Esports gets in this group, it'll be kind of interesting. If Orange Esports gets into Group B or C, it'll be kind of interesting.
Definitely.
If they don't make it into Group B, I think I was actually going to comment on some of the stuff Charles said about Impunity, where I'm not sure how to catalog them in my head. Are they sort of a clear shot into making it into the top 2, or are they going to struggle a little bit? And that's in that group. That's the one team that I'm really curious about.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. So, and then Group C, you know, as we kind of already talked about a little bit already, I think it's safe to say that this probably is the, again, I want to stay away from saying the easiest, but the group that you look at it.
It's not even that easy, really.
No, it's not, because, again, really all these we definitely have a lot of quality teams in this event, and still there's obviously some quality teams there. You got MUFC, Call It Karma, Vitriol, like, of course, Team G and Cats, the Russian teams, what are they going to bring to the table? But out of these 4 groups, Group C may be the lightest, again, as a word I'll go ahead and use, of the 4. But then you got Group D, to kind of quickly go through this. Grab Lords, TMRY, also that's Swinmelon's team. You got iLight, Q Squad 1, Cantu Spaces, also my Nuts team, Clan Milk, and Easy Breezy to finish off there. But again, a very top-heavy group there in Group D. And I think a lot of people are going to be inclined to label this as the group of death.
Yeah.
In Group D. So, I mean, what do you guys think in Group D?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's definitely between this one and A.
Yeah. I think that's fair, but still, I think Group D is, because of the top-heavy part of it, is our really...
I was going to say, it kind of depends on how the last 4 teams go, but it doesn't really matter how the last 4 teams end up, because they're all almost equally scary. So, yeah.
Yeah, so... Oh, sorry about that, Ed. Just had to grab something real quickly. All right. We got our stash right here. The top 4 teams. All right, so... I think it is just about time, though, to actually see where the final 4 teams are going to be. Of course, the top 4. This was just to make sure that these teams didn't get in the same group, because that would just be absolutely ridiculous. But we have Fnatic Raid Call, Trademark Esports, TT Esports, and Orange Esports. Those are the 4 teams that we're going to find out where they are going to be placed here in the group stages. So just put the 4 teams here in the chalice. Let's go ahead and see which team is going to be joining Group A. Of course, very, very just well-rounded Group A there. Which team is going to be joining the likes of them? I'll let you do the honors for the first one.
All right. So Group A will be joined by Orange Esports.
There you go. Orange Esports Malaysia going to be joining Group A there, so they're going to be joining the Q Squad, the 3 Q Squad teams, the 90s, Pikachu, UNZ, and SDS. So, of course, Orange Esports, we've already talked about them a little bit, but just to reiterate, they actually did very well at the DreamHack event, a lot better than I think a lot of people expected of them. And now, how are they going to follow up that performance here at the International Online event in the DreamHoN Summer Championships? That's the big and ultimate question here. So. Yep. We'll see. Ziori, I think you may have a little bit more insight on them as well.
Yeah, they've been playing extraordinarily well. So far, from what I've seen in the Stage 1, they have completely blown their competition out of the water. To the point, the first series I covered in the round of 128, Game 2 was an 8-minute concede. They said, GG, 3 members left, 1 went AFK, and then 1 kept typing in the fountain so that they could actually pass the concede vote. Next day, round of 64, actually similar happenstance. The whole team stayed in the game, and they conceded as a team, but around that 9-minute mark, there was just a, well, this is awkward. We're done.
Yeah.
And that was it. So Orange Esports has been looking damn good. I mean, I think both days, I sit down for a best of 3. I'm like, all right, got a couple hours of casting, and I'm done in half an hour. It's ridiculous how well they've been performing so far. So, and I know some people are saying stop sounding like an Orange Esports fanboy, but from the few games I've seen so far, I mean, it's just totally warranted. I don't know what else to say about it. It's nice. I mean, my sigh of relief is here. All 3 SEA teams are in different groups. So,
yeah.
I think their time at DreamHack really benefited them because, like I talked about with MUFC, they all consisted of very talented players, but their strategy was just kind of out the window. But Orange Esports, I've actually been watching them a little bit as they've played before DreamHack and then going through DreamHack. They've really kind of molded a new strategy that's adopted a lot of what the international scene has done. Things that were much more standard for us, things like an Aluna or a Glacius FA lane or, a Luna support. They, by the way, the Southeast Asian teams really made the Aluna support kind of more popular.
Yeah.
The Luna's always kind of been started out as a carry-ish type of hero. Sometimes played as support in the international scene, but the Southeast Asian teams, specifically Orange Esports, really valued Aluna as like pretty much the best hero in the game just because it's such a strong support. But yeah, going back to that, they've really been adopting some, more standard strategies, and I think that they're a team to contend with now.
XXF, I think, is a name too that a lot more people are going to start. If they didn't already learn it from the DreamHack event, they're going to start learning it through this DreamHoN Summer Championships at the group stage. I knew Mr. Ghost going into the event, but other than that, it was really unfamiliar, just like a lot of other spectators out there in the HoN competitive scene. But after that DreamHack event, he really shined to me, at least, as far as being a very, very, very good player, similar to WTF with Frey back in the day when the first DreamHack that they participated in. So. Nova, though, again, just to kind of get him, he's been adding his insight every now and then. So, but yeah, he's just kind of reiterating the points that you guys were saying, how really at the DreamHack event, their individual skill really, really, really showed. And Fnatic, the whole Fnatic team was very observant of that. Fly, No-Tail, and Nova are all making mentions of that several times, and once again here. So Orange Esports very deserving of being credited as a top 4 team in the group stages. And I find it hard to believe that they're not going to win the Group A. I mean, again, that's a very solid Group A, but it's not top heavy like Group D by any means. I mean, so I think they should have a good time in Group A, and I'm looking to see Orange Esports come out on top of Group A there.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously you're talking about Fnatic's comments on them. They did beat Fnatic at the DreamHack event in easily one of the best games.
Yeah, that was amazing.
People closing doors. Yeah, it's open for a reason. We're not having a conversation about this right now.
Anyways. Anyway, so yeah, Orange Esports going to be fun to see how they perform there in Group A.
For sure.
So we got 3 more teams now. This will be my turn.
It'll be your turn.
This will be my turn. You want to hold it? So
I can hold it.
All right, let's see. We got 3 teams left. Who's going to be joining Group B here?
I like the rhythms.
Trademark Esports
TDM.
going to be joining Group B. So there you go.
Webcam.
There you go, Trouf. Your old team there. Trademark Esports joining the likes of Group B. So joining Saishi, Fit, Impunity, Boch, Sosh, Dynasty, and DreamHoN, of course, Sender's team. Of course.
So we have the matchup.
Yeah, it was funny. I wanted
we
to
have
see
the
them play
matchup. Excellent.
There you go.
And
there
also,
go.
oh, go ahead, Trough.
I would say too that there's something, in every game, they're always like, you'll have a team that's not quite at the rank of another team, but for some reason when they play each other, they always seem to like struggle against that one team.
Yeah.
That seems to be TDM and Panny's team, FIT.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting to see.
Yeah. That's
interesting.
Trademark Esports is obviously they have to be one of the favorite, even with the recent roster change-ups, of course, with Chessie. Replacing Trout and
Enzo
Mador
as well.
And then they did pick up Enzo as actually part of their roster
up
as well. Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see if we see him play too. Maybe
well, he played in the last match.
Oh, did he?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
He played Legionnaire.
Interesting.
Yes.
I mean, obviously a very skilled player. So, Ziori, I mean, Trademark Esports. What can you tell us about them?
Well, I mean, I've been watching TDM Moon Meander's stream a little bit more than usual, and I'm watching them scrim, you know, B kids doing their drafting now, and from the way it seemed, I didn't watch that much, but, you know, they took a couple hard losses in scrims, and it seemed like a lot of learning was going on. You know, everyone just talking that kind of, you know, okay, we lost, okay, what did we do wrong, where did we go wrong, why was this draft good, why was this draft bad, so unfortunately TDM kind of has to go back through some of that learning process from what they had before with the roster that Trout was on. Yeah. So again, with most of these other teams, I don't know exactly how to label them. If it was the old TDM roster that was at DreamHack, I'd be a little bit more confident saying, yeah, they're going to do absolutely fantastic. Yeah. No doubt in my mind, you know, contenders for finals. Now they very well could make it that far, but just a little bit of a toss-up.
I'll tell you, I mean, looking at Group B, they should be top two, but you're right, Ziori. I mean, it is somewhat of a new roster, and obviously this isn't the same team by any means that was at DreamHack or even recent history, so that's where the questions lie. But again, just like I said for Orange, I'm pretty confident that TDM should be able to make top two, but hey, you got that's why they play the matches, as they say. So that's going to be fun seeing how they fare in there. So now we're going to see what not only is going to be Group C, but of course Group D, of course.
I really,
as a result
really
of this.
have my fingers crossed for this one, because obviously the two teams we have left
both are rooting for Group C. I guarantee that.
Both rooting for Group C, but both teams are, of course, the teams that were in the finals.
Fnatic will be in Group C.
I know, right?
I guarantee it.
Go figure.
Obviously, both teams that were in the finals for the last two DreamHacks, TD Esports and Fnatic.
Yeah.
Like Trout said, knowing Fnatic's luck, gonna end up in this Group C, but we will see for sure what happens here.
Sander K.
I will
pick Fnatic.
Pick TT Esports.
Oh, TT Esports. Selected for Group C. So there you go. That answers a lot of questions right there. TT Esports going to be joining Group C. That's their group to lose, no doubt. It's right off the bat. That's what I'm going to say. I mean, yeah, definitely their group to lose.
And another weird server situation.
Well, that's interesting because they also have the two Russian teams, but of course MUFC. So and then Vitriolic and C1K. Are they North American? No, C1K is
European.
But anyway, so yeah, that's going to be fun. But yeah, no, they're a group to lose, 100%. Yeah. So I'm sure they're happy to be in Group C, as I know any of these four teams would have been happy because again, it is the lighter of the group. It's just that's just how it is. Nothing against the teams.
Group C is
there,
now the bad server group.
Yeah, that's a good way to classify it.
Group D is the group of death.
All right, so we'll we'll start. We'll keep it on Group C here for a second. So Trout, I mean TT Esports being Group C. What do you think about that?
Out there. Group C, I don't have the list of teams right in front of me, but yeah, I am curious to see how the servers are going to play a role in this. Like, how are the Australian or TT Esports going to play the Russians? Like, what server are they going to play? Okay, there you go. You brought it up for me. Oh, but then you took it away. Okay. Yeah, no, I think they're a really good team, and I think it's about time that Fnatic doesn't get a walk in the park. In the brackets. Not to say that Fnatic. I'm being serious.
Oh man.
Not to say that they wouldn't do well regardless, because they are the favorite.
Yeah.
But it's interesting to see different. I think Group D. I mean, we'll get to that obviously, but it's going to be fun to watch. So.
Ziori, Group C, TT Esports.
I mean, I totally agree with what you said, Breaky. It's their group to lose. There's really no reason why TT Esports shouldn't come out one of the top two teams in that group, hands down. I mean, TT Esports has been looking good, and again, they're one of the teams that we saw at DreamHack that didn't have their A roster, so to speak. So should be interesting to see how things fare now with Riser and WTF, of course.
All right, so Group D. Wow. I mean, Group D, initially it was looking like, all right, not too bad. You know, the first 4, it's like, all right, we got Swin Mullen's team. But other than that, you know, it's a pretty,
sure to make fun of
mixture group. But, man, was that a strong finish. Can't Do Spaces, Clan Milk, and then, of course, eventually Fnatic as the final team. So, yeah, okay, 100% that's a group of death. I mean,
Definitely
you really can't argue that looking at these groups. It's the big group there. Again, obviously big standout teams. You got TMRY, Can't Do Spaces, Clan Milk, Fnatic. But then even after that, you got one of the Q Squad teams. Again, how are they going to fare? iLight, it's a pretty solid team. Gravelers really know nothing of that. Just sucks for them. And same with Easy Breezy, really. I mean, they're kind of just.
Well, we know a little bit about Easy Breezy.
A little
Gravelers
bit,
is the one that you go.
Gravelers
well,
like, well,
hope you got something really
get
cool.
that experience. You know, as I said, get that experience, have some fun with it, but you're probably not moving on. Just really, so.
Wow.
You know,
rude.
Hey, I would love for them to prove me wrong. I'll say that much. I would love for them to prove that will be that will be amazing.
Sorry, Timmy.
But
ends here.
I'm just, you know, just to be real, you know, it's that's a tough group. So,
yeah, I mean, obviously it's a tough group. And I was going to say this before, but the great thing about a group of death in this, you know, in this format, and I did talk a little bit about it, is that it's a best of 3, and if you lose, it's not the greatest deal in the world because you still have other matches to play.
Yeah.
So teams that like Grablords, teams like iLight, teams that you are like, well, there's no way that they're going to move on. They can sit there and be like, all right, what crafty shenanigans can we pull against Fnatic to surprise the hell out of them? Because if there's one thing we know about Fnatic is that their focus is not necessarily entirely on Han. Obviously, they are a multi-game team. They play Dota as well as Heroes of Newerth, and that could mean that they run into something that they're not familiar with. So Fly definitely needs to do his homework, and the people that are playing against Fnatic need to do theirs and come out with something really cool.
I'm going to take the credit for Grablords if they do well in the group.
How are you going to take
motivation?
You didn't even say anything.
Motivation.
It's like when we used to do those casts, and you're like, oh, yeah, I picked that guy at the beginning. And I was like, no, you didn't. You picked that other guy.
Tralf, I mean, Group D, any follow-up on that group there in Fnatic?
You know, I think it's going to be interesting. I would say, like I talked a little bit earlier about how Fit and TDM is kind of like those teams where you expect TDM to always win, but for some reason that one team will give that, you know, TDM trouble. That actually happened a number of times between Clan Milk and Fnatic. It seems like Clan Milk just, you know, I would consider Fnatic to be, you know, much better than Clan Milk, you know, but they, you know, on any given day. But there will be those, for some reason, Clan Milk seems to upset Fnatic sometimes. And that'll be interesting to watch.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see that Group D especially. I mean, again, I can't wait. As on that note, so Group A will be tomorrow, like I said. That's going to be our first match that we're actually going to be covering tomorrow.
Do we have the matchups?
As far as the match, I'm not exactly sure how the matchups look just yet. I don't know if that was. I'm sure that was planned out, but I actually don't have that information myself. I'm guessing it's going to be Team 1-2 versus and then Team 3-4. But again, I'm not the scheduler. I didn't make it. That's of course Phil leading the way with that. So I'm sure we'll get some very soon information on that. And then so Group A will be tomorrow. Then Group B the following day. Then Group C and then Group D. And then it'll repeat in that cycle right there, guys. So every 4 days, each group is going to play a best-of-3 series. Again, that's so much playing time for all these teams. These 32 teams that are here in the group stages here for the DreamHoN Summer Championships. It's going to be a blast. I really can't wait for it to kick off tomorrow, and what's going to be a grind, but at the same time, just a lot of fun. We are looking forward to it, and you know, I had fun today. It was a lot of fun seeing, you know, where the teams are going to be, where they eventually got placed, and how it's looking. But you know, now that we got our answers, again, as they say, now you got to actually play the matches to see how things fare out here. So. Throw it around the board one last time. I mean, any final thoughts going now into our coverage? Ken, we'll start with you next to me. So,
just really excited to see this kind of consistent competitive Han getting played. Obviously, in the past, the scene's had some issues with not having that really consistent presence. Teams' focus wavered. This is going to keep everyone's focus. They're going to thinking, you know, they're going to be counting dollar bills in their sleep as they look forward to that $20,000 first prize, doing their absolute best in this group stage. I think that each group is going to be exciting. There's going to be some great matches no matter what day of the week it is.
Yeah. Trelf, what do you got?
I think Xander said it really well. The fact that we're going to have consistent coverage of all the top teams, and the fact that these top teams get to play pretty much every single day, and I see scrims happening all the time. So the focus is really up, and teams are really getting their acts together and trying new things and practicing. So that's really exciting.
Yeah. And then Ziori?
Yeah, I mean, I'll tag along that it has been great to see more Han action. It's nice to be able to sit down and think, okay, I want to do a breakdown on this, and there are some fresh replays of like quality content that I have access to. So that stuff is really cool. Of course, I'm going to be covering the 3 SEA teams on the Garena Han SEA channel, and I pretty much just pick one and cast it like HonCast has been doing with the other teams you guys have followed thus far. So I'm just going to be keeping up with my SEA stuff, and yeah, I'll be excited to see how it turns out. Definitely some interesting matchups on the horizon in the group stage.
Yeah, look forward to that. I mean, obviously here at HonCast, we're doing our part of coverage, but like you said, Zero, you're doing your own thing, and I know there's actually some other casting teams out there as well definitely stepping up and getting some coverage out there. So,
if I could add one more thing, too, the other really interesting thing is that now these teams can prepare for each other.
Yeah.
They know who they're playing 4 days from now, so they can take the time to really prepare a game plan, and I think we'll see some teams really take advantage of that.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be a big part. So let the games begin. We got 32 teams. That's going to go down to 8 teams eventually, but that's not happening for another 28 days now. Every single day, we're going to have some Heroes of New Earth here on HonCast.com, guys. It's going to be a lot of fun. Of course, myself, Breaky CBK, and Trolf Medora, we're going to be the ones casting it. Big shout out to Xander K for joining us here on the show, S2 Community Manager, and then again, Ziori for coming on as well, Han Shoutcaster. On that note, guys, it's been a lot of fun for this show. We are, did you want to say something? I'm sorry.
Shout-outs? Or?
Oh, shout-outs. Let's go ahead and do that. That's what I was giving this.
Like,
okay, so here we go. Okay, fine.
You're like wrapping up. And
Xander
I'm like, wait a second,
got any shout-outs you want to give? Actually, you want to mention about the...
That's what I have to
that's
say.
That's a good point, yeah. All right, go ahead and tell us about that. It was so good, too. Screwed it up.
This guy here. So yeah, anyone who's going to be excited, you know, I'm sure everyone's excited to watch the group stages coming up. Amazing games. There's going to be a cool thing that actually I'm doing. If you guys want to come and hang out with me and a bunch of other people, watch the games. It's called the DreamHoN Online Summer Championships viewing parties. All you got, there's some information on the forums. If you go to the news section, it's also an announcement. You can just come and hang out with me. There'll be a pro players there as well to just kind of chat about the games, talk strategy. I'll do some giveaways, things like that. All you have to do is just jump into in-game. DreamHoN Party is the channel during the games. There will be a schedule out once I have a schedule of what matches will be covered. And yeah.
There you go.
So come hang out with us. It'll be pretty cool.
That'll be fun. Now, Ziori, any shout-outs from you?
Follow me on Twitter, @ZioriTV, because we all know Twitter's the most important thing ever. I don't have too many other shout-outs. Shout-out for you guys letting me come on here, chat with you guys about Han, and big shout-out to Matt Klein behind the scenes doing all the production, and everybody else who helps make the Han engine go.
Trolf Medora, you got anything?
I have none.
No shout-outs.
Well then, keeping it straight. All right. All right. As far as me, shout out to Nate as well. He was helping behind the scenes. He deserves some love back there. But yeah. So again, I had a lot of fun with the show, guys. So hopefully you guys did about 2 hours there of talking about which teams we're going to see in the group stages and where we're going to see them. But on that note, again, so tomorrow, guys, it all begins here with the group stages. Group A, our first match is going to begin. I don't know the exact matchup. Again, we'll hopefully have that later tonight, if not tomorrow, you know, some early time. But it's going to be a great match no matter what, and it's going to be great throughout the whole way through. On that note as well, maybe not initially, we won't have this happen, but down the line, definitely expect for some polls to be put out there in terms of what match you guys actually want to watch. When we kind of have to choose between certain matches, we'll get your guys' opinion, of course, of what match you want to watch on HonCast, and we'll let you, the community, vote. So it's going to be fun for all parties. The players, the spectators, those casters, you know, behind the scenes, everyone.
The S2 staff.
It's going to be a lot of fun. The S2 staff, exactly. They'll definitely have some fun with it, too. So, again, all the shout-outs happening. Big shout-out to you guys for tuning in. Tune in tomorrow, 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, 2100 Central European Time. The group stages kick off. Until then, guys, see ya.